says that 80% of marriages lose its spark within its first 18 months. That's why in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 things that you can do in your marriage to cultivate your love and keep the passion burning. And the first is agreement. By agreement, I don't mean verbal agreement, like you both sitting to arrive at certain agreements, which in itself is good. Neither do I mean written agreement where you both sign, okay, you know what, this is how we're going to do this marriage. So you sign here, let me also sign here. I mean, that would be weird. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mental agreement. I'm talking about the alignment, integration of your emotions, will, mind, intellect, your beliefs, your intentions, your visions and purposes. Marriage is quite delicate because it is the coming together, the union of 2 strangers most times. One person from different background with different preconceived ideas, different inclinations coming together to live forever. That's a huge journey to take on. This is why you cannot trivialize the uniting of your values, because if we want to do it our ways, the way I grew up is different from the way my husband grew up. If you want to come into a marriage based on that shaky, diversified values and belief system, there's going to be problems. Agreement in marriage is keeping pace with each other and being on the same frequency. It is growing together with intentionality. Bible says 2 cannot walk together except they be agreed. And marriage is simply 2 people walking life together. So this tells you that the success of your marriage is largely dependent on your one-mindedness. That is how well you both are able to synchronize, how united, how aligned your minds, your belief system, your values, your intentions and purposes are. You need to understand that what we call disagreement is nothing but the absence of agreement. What we call misunderstanding is simply the absence of an understanding in respect of a situation or in respect of a subject matter. When 2 people are unable to unite their beliefs in respect of a particular thing or a particular subject, what they have is misunderstanding. When you find disagreement, when you find misunderstanding in your marriage, that is an indication, that is a pointer to the fact that in respect of that subject matter, you and your spouse are not in agreement. You're not in alignment. And what you need to do is ensuring that both of you are on the same mental frequency. Both of you have the same frame of mind. You have the same belief system in respect of that subject. And that is how you will successfully put an end to arguments and strife and misunderstandings in your marriage. Repeating it over and over again in respect of every other issue. When there is a disagreement, first thing is, oh, this is an indication that there is no agreement. Your goal should be to arrive at an agreement. Okay, so what do we do now? Oh, this is my own point of view. This is your own point of view. Obviously, there are 2 differing opinions. So what do we do? What are we agreeing upon? What is the way forward? That way, every disagreement must lead you to an agreement. Else it becomes a stupid disagreement. A stupid disagreement is a disagreement that does not end in an agreement. The law of entropy says anything left to itself will automatically tend towards disorder. And what this simply means is that anything that you're not consciously and deliberately improving is getting worse automatically over time. And this is true of marriage. The love, passion, and intimacy that you don't constantly and deliberately cultivate will fizzle out over time. And what you'll be left with is pain, anger, distance, and disagreement. And I know you don't want that. Today, I'll simply be continuing our video from yesterday. 4 things you can do to cultivate love in marriage. 4 things you can do to keep the fire, the flame, the passion in your marriage alive. And number 1 is agreement, unity of purpose, unity of minds, as we discussed yesterday. Today, we're going to be discussing the remaining 3 things. Number 2, service. This is one of the most underrated love languages. But research has shown that service goes a long way in showing love and affection for many people. Think about it. When your spouse returns home from a very tiring day and you have done something thoughtful for them, something that they would have had to do by themselves after such a busy day, or helping them take care of a task that they would normally stress about, trust me, that speaks louder than words. Service is one of the loud ways that you say, I see you, I care about you, and I'm here to make your life better. Even the Bible tells us in Genesis 5:13, through love, serve one another. So we can safely say that love is not just about the emotions and the feelings. Love requires service. And here's the truth. Service isn't always about the grand gestures. If we can serve our spouses even in the little things, making breakfast timely, filling the tank, helping out with the kids, these simple actions could communicate deep love and fuel passion in marriage because they remind your spouse that they are not alone in the marriage. I want you to ask yourself today, what small act of service could I do this week that will surprise my spouse? Number 3, love gestures. And these are the little things that keep love alive. They are the simple experiences that you give to your spouse to make them feel loved in the home. And they don't even have to be expensive. A sticky note on the mirror with nice words, with words of affirmation, telling your spouse how much you love them, how much they mean to you, how much they bring into your world, is a love gesture that will go a long way in keeping the passion in your marriage alive. Holding hands in public, sending playful, emotional, romantic texts during their busy schedule is a love gesture that speaks louder than words. It tells them you are in my mind, you are in my thoughts, I'm thinking about you. Planning a simple date night, even in the home, is a love gesture that will help in keeping the passion alive. Research from the National Marriage Project reveals that couples that engage in small but frequent affectionate gestures report higher satisfaction than those who rely on the once-in-a-while big events like anniversaries and Valentine. Why? Because passion isn't about occasional fireworks. It's about consistent sparks. And that's what you want in your marriage. So ask yourself, what little gesture can I make today to remind my spouse that they are loved. You don't necessarily have to wait for when you want to have sex before you kiss your spouse. Sometimes at randoms, just go to them, whisper something nice into their hearings, give them a peck, give them a kiss, stare into their eyes, and say something nice. That is a love gesture that is sure to keep your passion alive. Number 4, communication. And this one is very major because it is the oxygen of marriage. As a matter of fact, statistics and research shows that 65% of matrimonial and marital breakdown is as a result of communication failures, communication gaps, communication barriers in marriage. You can serve your spouse in many ways. You can be in agreement with your spouse. You can even show series of love gestures. But if there is no strong communication foundation, your marriage is headed for the struggle bus. And I know you don't want that. Without communication, those love gestures, those acts of service begin to lose their meanings. Communication is how love is clarified, how misunderstandings are healed, because they will come up, and how passion is sustained. But here's the catch. Communication isn't just about talking. It's about connecting. It's listening without interruption. It's understanding your partner's heart. It is sharing feelings, intents, visions, plans, desires, likes and dislikes. It is having the hard talks even when it is uncomfortable. It is asking how was your day and sincerely desiring to know the answer. Do you know that silent treatment kills marriages? Pretending like everything is alright when it's not is a major passion killer. But when you talk, I mean really talk, you breathe life and new energy back into your relationship. I love what Proverbs 25 verse 11 says. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver. Ooh, that is a beautiful picture. And that's how much good communication can really beautify your marriage. This simply means that the right words at the right time can bring healing, encouragement, and foster intimacy. So ask yourself, am I truly communicating with my spouse? Or am I just exchanging information? I'll leave you to answer that. Finally, I want you to understand that love don't just disappear. And there is no rule that says that your love has to go down as the years go by. But what in fact kills love are the things that we stop doing. The little things that once made us feel alive, that we put an end to simply because we are now comfortable in the marriage. In marriage, unity of mind, service or act of service, love gestures, and sincere communications are not just extra tips that make marriage work. They are the heartbeat of marriage and any thriving relationship. When you choose to serve, you remind your spouse that they are valued. When you choose love gestures, you remind them that they are cherished. And when you communicate sincerely, you're reminding them that getting to know them intimately is a priority to you. Passion is not a mystery to be found, though. It is a flame to be fanned and tended. And couples who fan their flames daily are the ones that will enjoy the beauty and the bliss of marriage. Have you tried any of these 4 things? Or do you know someone who has tried them? Did they work? And if there was something that you learned from this video that you begin to do better, I would love to know in the comment section. Until I see you again in my next video, keep making your marriage and your home rock big. Don't forget to like, to share with somebody who needs this. And more importantly, I would love you to be a full-fledged part of this family. So please hit that subscribe button and let's grow this family together. I am tired of seeing marriages and home break daily. Are you? So please share this video with someone who needs it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.